Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you tune in to this talk. Welcome to our JL class this upcoming year, and I will be giving you a brief talk to help you hopefully work on and improve your English comprehension. I also hope that my talk can be useful to you. Yes, the talk is short, so we cannot cover everything that needs to be covered on any given topic. But I hope I can give you something small that you can work with and use in your life. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on when you tune in, I want to just talk briefly about emotions and about how we can help our kids navigate their emotions. Emotions are normal. We all have them. And our kids also have them. But what happens is as they grow up and as they hit puberty, emotions become very complicated for them. And their experience of emotion swings from way up to way down. They become more extreme. Your kids are different. Some kids' extremes are going to be smaller. Some kids are going to be much wider. But in each case, all of our children will and do experience emotions. So how can we help them when they begin to have wider extremes of emotion and feelings? Number one, don't overreact. Sometimes when we see a little child with emotional range like this, and all of a sudden it becomes like this, we can panic, we can worry, without understanding that they're now emotional, what's happening, the bandwidth, or how the range of it is becoming larger is absolutely normal. So sometimes they're going to say things that's going to make you sort of worried. They're like, oh, I'm useless, my life is over, I wish I were dead, and things like that. You gotta be careful and not overreact when to start sharing some of these things. Because if you overreact, they're not going to share with you anymore. Because if you overreact, they're not going to want to share it because they don't want to deal with your overreaction. Therefore, you want to listen, hear, and also understand some of the things that they say, some of the things that they do is normal. And that you're just sort of saying, hey, you know what you're experiencing, what you're going through? So is everybody else that's about your age. Number two, you want to help them name their emotions. Because emotions are complicated, that sometimes it helps for them just to know what they're feeling, to be able to put a label, a name on it, so that they can learn eventually how to handle and deal with it better as the range keeps going like this. You have to understand, that's not going to stop. But as the range of up and down goes, all the way from way excited to emotions, all the way to depression and sadness, what happens is they can begin to name it. They have a better chance of being able to manage it. One thing that you could do is do the emotion wheel. And on the emotion wheel, there are 6 emotions. There are more emotions, there's a lot of complications, but it sort of makes it simple so that they can sort of, hey, name this, name that. On the emotion wheel, they have sad, happy, angry, afraid, surprised, disgusted. So when they're going through emotions, what are you feeling? What are you experiencing? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you happy? Or are you like more than one? Because you can be more than one. But it helps them to begin to say, oh, I'm feeling angry. That's why I'm saying this or I'm doing this. And then we teach them, how do you handle it better? Oh, I'm sad. That's what I'm feeling. I'm really sad and depressed and down. Then we can begin to show them, well, how do I deal with it? How do I handle it better? So it's allowing them and helping them, not you to name it for them, but saying, what are you feeling? Here's the emotion wheel, and let them name it. It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think they're experiencing. They need to learn how to name it themselves. That's what you're trying to teach them. Share your feelings. You see, your children are watching you. And they know when you're sort of afraid. And it's okay to say, you know what? I'm afraid. I'm worried. You know, I'm worried about COVID-19. You know, I'm sort of a little bit, scared. So I don't want you to do some of these things. If that's how you're feeling. See, everyone's different. Everyone has different, but I think you have the idea. Every one of you feels. Every one of you has emotions. We all do. Not just our children, but as adults we do. And what we have to do is we have to learn to handle it well. So you say, I'm afraid, but this is how I handle it. So that they can begin to understand, one, emotions are normal. We have emotions, but there are ways to handle them in a healthy way. The Bible says this, point your kids in the right direction, and when they're old, they won't be lost. Our job as parents is to help our children to learn, to grow, and to point them in the right direction. So that when they're old, they can make the right choices and the right decisions for their lives. And in one area of our lives is this, is the emotional life. Because the better they handle emotions now, the better they'll handle it when they get older. So I hope this talk was helpful for you. I hope you enjoy your English class. I hope it'll be a great year where you can continue to improve your English conversational ability. Thanks for joining this talk. Have a great class.